கரெக்டாக 4 தான்.
எல்லாத்தையும் மூட்டை
அப்படியா? அது கொடுத்தேன்.
Should we start? Shall I start? Okay, good evening to all the CPOs and the principals of Paramaharsh and Margadarshan member colleges, and to all the students who are going to participate in today's talk 3. The last 2 days, the first session was taken over by our dean on the interview skills. And yesterday we had a session by the second most senior member of the Training and Placement Division, Mr. V. Chandrasekhar, who took a session on communication skills and interpersonal skills. Today we have another person, Mr. K. Prasanna, also from the Training and Placement Division, who will take a session on leadership skills. Now, all these skills which we have actually imparting to you over the last 3 days are with the students' perspective. Okay. Now, since all the students who are in the pre-final year or the final year are going to appear for an interview, would be appearing for a lot of competitive exams. Now, we are trying to actually dovetail all these studies into how the students should actually react or respond in terms of an interview or in terms of a group discussion. So I would request each of the students who participate in today's program to give a very patient hearing, and because there's going to be a lot of benefits and takeaways, not only for the students, but also for the TPOs. And as said yesterday, all those students who have queries, since all the students are coming under the YouTube link, you will not be having the facility of asking queries. It is not an interactive session. Therefore, we would request you to send all your queries to your TPOs. And as said yesterday, indicated yesterday, our dean would be handing over a separate session by around the Saturdays. and all the questions that have been put through the previous, we could handle it by around the Saturday. With that, I hand over the session to Mr. P.K. Prasanna to take over the day's proceedings. Please.
So, good evening to one and all who have been present in this forum. So, I thank my university for giving me this opportunity to present about the team skills and leadership skills to the 17 member colleges of Margadarshan program. So, I can take this opportunity to share my opinion about team skills and the leadership skills. So for the past 2 days, you have heard about the importance of getting ready for the interview, the resume preparation, a group discussion, how to face an interview, your attitude, role of your attitude in getting a job, how to groom yourself, how to prepare yourself for the interview. And yesterday we had a session on effective communication. So communication, there was an on-hour session yesterday, which one of my senior colleagues explained about the effectiveness of communication, how you need to communicate properly, the vital role communication plays in your workplace as well as in your day-to-day life. Even if you have miscommunicated one word to your own father or your mother or your wife or your son, brothers, sisters, definitely it will end in a misperception about you, and that will definitely make some sort of issues between you. So that is what communication is more important in that. So after this communication and this thing, so we'll like now look into it, the team skills and the leadership skills. So the first and foremost thing wherein you need to slide more. The next slide. So sorry for the small interruption. So thing is like till your college life, how you have been. So you can be selfish wherein I study, I score good marks, I get a job. So you don't want to depend on anyone. Maybe you may depend on your parents for financial support, but with the respect to your studies, you may study of your own. You don't want to depend on anyone to score good marks or to get a job. But the entire thing will change when you get a job. The life at workplace will be like we work, we perform, we win. So the first thing when you get into your job, the thing which you need to move out is the word I, and you need to include the word we. So wherein in workplace, the first question when you join the company you will be facing is so which team you have been allotted. So are you going to are you going to work under which team? So this is what the first question you will be facing when you enter the company. Wherein in this case you need to be a good performer, good team worker to perform in the workplace. So we'll go for the formal explanation. What is a team? So two or more people all lead and share a common goal, which is again, you can take you as an example. At the age of 5 or 6, you gather a group of 4 or 5 people in your street and you go to play cricket in a ground. So that is again a forming of team. So you have been played an important role in the team in the past 15 or 16 years till now without even knowing that you are performing as a team. That is what the importance of team is. So in a team setting, every member has a sense of ownership and responsibility, which means you need to take the ownership. So all of you need to work towards the same goal, wherein all of you need to take the ownership that I will perform, my teammates will win. My teammates will perform, I'll win. So that is what taking up the ownership, and also how you are taking up the responsibility. So moving away from the responsibility will not make you a good team player. So you need to take the responsibility to perform and to win as a team. That is what the explanation about the team. So that, as I said, like playing cricket, playing hide and seek game during your childhood. So all are the good examples how you worked as a team during your childhood. So even after, during your school days in the classes, you have been participated some events, you have been presented some seminars, you have been presented some competition, dance competition, wherein in the dance competition, all 11 of you need, or all 10 of you need to sing together to perform well in a stage. That is what that is what the team ability is all about. So now in the workplace, the team performance or team skills need to be a little different. That's what it's all about. So the next one is the characteristics of team member. So how a team member need to be, and what are all the team member characteristics? The one is trustworthy. Second one is performer. Third one is listening ability. The fourth one is flexibility. Fifth one is efficient. Sixth one is communicator. And the seventh one is conflict management. So we'll go to the first point. What is trustworthy? So trustworthy plays an foremost role to be a team player. So only if you trust someone, you'll be able to share details with him. So without trustworthy, you'll not trust him, and you'll not help him. You'll not share any details with him, which will again spoil the work of the team. So performer, definitely, if you if you perform, you'll definitely expect your friends to perform in the team. To the vice versa. So definitely your friends will expect you to be a performer. Without you performing, winning, or you being with the team is not possible. The next one is listening ability. So what is listening? So listening to others, giving. So giving. So the listening ability. So giving values to the person who's giving his opinion. So by listening to 5 or 6 different opinions, you will be able to take a good decision on a solution, on a problem. So that is why listening ability is important, and flexibility. So when you work as a team, you will be like working with 5 or 6 different characters. So one will be like soft-spoken person. The other will be a performer. Third will be somewhat rude. The fourth one will be a lazy person. The fifth one will be over smart. Sixth one will be a person who needs some sort of motivation to initiate works. Sixth person maybe bad in memory. So you need to overcome, or you need to face all these 6 7 different kind of people, where you need to be flexible to all the characters. So the next one is efficient, and hope you all know the meaning of efficient. Efficiency is important in each and every work. So next one is the communicator. As yesterday I have seen about the importance of communication, you need to be a proper communicator also. That too, when it comes to teamwork, the communication plays an important role to be part of team member. Without you able to convey the matter properly, it will lead to a misperception that will definitely collapse the team's effort. So the last one is conflict management. So conflict, that is a common word which have been heard in day-to-day life. So conflict between friends, conflict in the family, conflict with the boss, conflict with your parents, so conflict with your friends. So in this case, you need to overcome the conflict within the team. For that, you need to be open, wherein how to overcome the conflict, I'll let you know in the upcoming slides. So this is in the workplace. So how I'm going to build my team skills at my college life. So building team skills at college. So how can I build my team skills during my college days? So there are few ways, a few options available, which is actively participating in college events like culturals, sports and technical fest and department fest. So, for example, we go for that cultural events like college events like culturals. So, participating in a dance program, participating in a drama program. For in a drama, you need to be a proper team player, wherein you need to understand the others, view others' body language to perform well. And the next one is the sports, wherein sports is the one thing which helps you to build to be a good team player. So you need to be performing with 11 students or 11 of your teammates to achieve the same goal. And department fest, again, those are the areas wherein you can build your team skills. And many of the students I have seen in my 10 years of experience that they take technical fest or sports events or department fest as the holidays and they'll move out to their native without even contributing anything. That will not help to even in the upcoming years. I suggest or I advise you to participate in few fest in your department, even be a member in the organizing committee, the hospitality team, the crowd control team. These are the areas wherein you can perform as a team. You can get to know the different ideas from your team members. So the next one is participating in group presentation in the colleges. So in the 10 years of academic service, I have seen many students hiding themselves from the presentations. So even yesterday, my colleague also stated the same thing that they hide themselves and they'll absence themselves for the presentation. That is not the right attitude. Even in the group presentation, I have seen some three will come and present, one will just come stand simply in the stage or just simply changing the slides and they think they contribute to the team. No, that is not the way to contribute. So you need to contribute from the beginning, from the slide preparation. If you are going to present a PowerPoint presentation, you need to contribute from the presentation, from the slide preparation, where you need to give your inputs. You need to listen from your friends, and you need to help in framing the proper presentation. And you need to divide the slides among yourself and you are presenting, and take the initiative to come front. And even if your friend is struggling to present, you just go help him out in the presentation. This is how you can build a good team playing skills during your college days. The one more thing is organizing events. So apart from the regular events by the college, like cultural sports, you can organize a small events within your classroom. So you go approach your head of the department or your favorite professor or teacher, ask for some small sponsorship, maybe 500 rupees or 1000 rupees, and you organize a small event within your classroom and get some prizes, motivate your friends to participate in that. So this will help you to build your leadership skills as well as your team playing skills. So these are the options available. Only thing is we need to come out of our fear and we need to perform in this kind of events. That will help you to build your team player skills during your college days. So the next one is the importance of the team. So what you will get if you work as a team. The first one is synergy. Hope you all have heard about the word synergy. So the extra excitement you will get when your people are truly working together as a team. So what it means, it is a simple term. So you just imagine that you are playing a tournament or playing with your friends. So you 11 of you perform and you win a trophy. So how sort of excitement you will get. So you'll enjoy with your friend, you'll jump, you'll like run like anything. This is what synergy is all about. You'll not get this when you do the work alone. So you need, when you want to enjoy the synergy, you need to work as a team. And brainstorming. This is again much more important. The brainstorming, the word itself exists because of that team. So without the team, you'll not have this word brainstorming. So what is brainstorming? So a problem solving method that involves identifying alternatives that allow members to freely add ideas while other members withhold comments on the alternatives, which means so you are getting 5 or 6 different ideas from 6 of your friends or 7 of your friends, and you fine tune it, and with that ideas you are going to get a proper solution for the issue or the question you have. That is what brainstorming is all about. So this synergy and brainstorming will not happen without you working as a team. So the next one is teams and conflicts. So whenever there is a team, there is a conflict, which means when you are like even when you are working more than two, then definitely even if you're working with two people, you will have conflict. So you have conflict with your parents, you have conflict with your friends, you have conflict with your brothers, sisters, wives. So conflict is a common one, but how we are going to overcome it and how we are going to perform as a team by overcoming the conflict. The first thing to overcome the conflict is do not make assumptions of your own, which will definitely end up in the chaos. So because try to put your feeds on the other's shoes, try to understand what the problem they are facing instead of you assuming something these people is doing like this and these are doing like this. So please do avoid assumption. If you have any issues or any queries, just go approach them in person, clarify it, and get the things done. And the second one is open for discussion. It is again the important thing wherein you need to overcome the conflict. So you need to come up with your issue. You need to go ask your friend what is the problem, what is the issue you face. So you need to be open for discussion. And when it comes to discussion, again, listening plays an important role in this. So without discussion, it should not be a one-way communication. Okay, discussion is you need to be open up and you need to ask what is their problem, and if you are able to give some solution, give that solution. So without opening up for the discussion, you will not end the conflicts. So the next one is voice your opinion and state why you are disagreeing with the other point. So what it means. So when you have a different of opinion from others, just try to make them what are all the pros and cons in the solution which they have derived, and just come up with the pros and cons of the solution which you have derived. So this makes the difference. So if both of you agrees, you can go with the best opinion. That is how it should be. Instead of going and telling them that this is not the right way to do, or telling them in face, no, you have done a mistake. Instead, you just make them understand what is the problem is. And the last point is if the team decides to go in a direction other than what you wanted, respect and support the team's decision. What it mean again? So if team has decided to go with one direction, and you need to definitely respect, that will help the team to succeed. Instead, if you are moving out of the team, that will definitely spoil the team's motivation and will definitely end up in a issue with the team. So try to respect and support the team's decision. So this is what the importance of team. So in these slides, we have seen the importance of team. So what are all the things you will get if you work as a team? So how to overcome the conflicts in the team, how you can build your team player skill in the team player skill during your college days. And even now we will move on to the point how your team player skill is going to help you in the interview. In this case, there are chances that you may score the same mark as your friend, as your teammates, as your friends. And there are chances that you and your friend may answer all the technical questions which has been asked in the interview. In this case, when you have this kind of participation in co-curricular and extracurricular activities like sports, culturals, this will definitely have an extra edge over their friends' performance, and will definitely help you to to give a good impression about you to the interviewer. So, for example, if you're struggling to take a discussion on what basis I can select, so you look into your profile or you look into your resume. So this fellow is having a lot of extracurricular activities. He actively participated in lot of activities, and he engaged himself throughout the day. So many of the students I have seen, they'll engage themselves from morning 9 to 5. So after going out of the college, they'll not worry about the college. They'll just throw the book. They'll just go roam with their friends, and they'll. So in this case, if you engage yourself in building that team by giving something back to the colleges, that will definitely give a good impression, and that is an add-on advantage in your resume. And with respect to the group discussion, even in the group discussion, the team player skills plays an important role for getting selected in the discussion process. So, for example, in the group discussion, they'll be looking into your initiating process, how good you are listening, about your communication, about how you are concluding the topic. These are the things which they access during your group discussion. All the 4 points which we mentioned here are the good qualities of team player again. So, for example, as I said, listening. So even in the group discussion, when someone is speaking, you need to listen to the person instead of looking at the moderator or looking at the interviewer or looking at the walls. Instead, you just listen to them, take notes of your friends, and you can also add few points to them. That will help you to prove that you are a good team player in that case. So communication again, we have been explained more about that. So initiating. So how we are going initiating the discussion. So how you are coming up with the valid points, how you are giving values to the others' point. So these are the important things which a team player should also possess, wherein they'll also be assessing in the group discussion. So team player skills definitely plays an important role in clearing the group discussion round during your interview process. So the next one is leadership skills. So what is the difference between a team player and a leader? So the first and foremost point is all the good leaders are team players. It is not mandatory that all the team players are good leaders, but it should be mandatory that all the leaders need to be a good team player. Without a team player, a leader cannot perform in his work. So it has been clearly explained by John C. Maxwell in an book written by him. So the leader is the one who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. So what it means? So the leader should know in which way we need to travel or in which way we need to proceed to succeed the target. The second one, he need to show the way. So how we need to reach that target, and he need to go the way with you. That is how a leader need to be. Instead of commanding, no, I want you to be like that. I want you to reach that. Instead of going like this, so he need to travel with the employee. That is how it has been explained. Knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. The next one, and one of the famous quote by the great Alexander. Hope everyone knows, everyone has been heard about Alexander. So he have clearly mentioned about the importance of leadership by his quote. An army of sheep led by a lion is better than an army of lion led by a sheep. So what it means? So a group of sheep or an army of sheep led by a lion can easily defeat an army of lions which has been led by a sheep. This is what the importance of leadership, wherein he completely explain how a leader need to be. So a leader need to be a motivator, a leader need to be a supporter, a leader need to be effective. So the next one, we'll go for the formal explanation of this leadership. So what is the leadership? The process of one person guiding or influencing one or more individuals towards a specific goal, which means, so he is guiding or influencing you to reach your target. That is what a leader is all about. So leaders are not just managers or supervisors, they are just workers. And not all bosses are leaders, wherein I'll try to give you a video about the difference between bosses and leaders. So what are all the qualities of good leaders? So how a good leader need to be? So you need to guide and motivate others by building good relationship. So the motivation, this word plays an important role in the work culture. Without this motivation, no person in this world will perform. Even if you are mother, if you go appreciate and motivate her, yes, mom, your food was good yesterday. So that is the sort of motivation she expects, and that will help her to cook with more taste on the next day. So that is what the importance of motivation. You go motivate your friends. You have done this. That is a great job. So that will help him to do better job than that. So that is what the importance of motivation. That too, for a leader, it is much more important. So how you can build a good relationship with your teammates? So the mutual respect, which means you need to respect your teammates, you need to trust him, you need to guide him. That is how we can build the relationship and the professionalism. So even if your teammates or if your subordinates do some sort of mistakes, so handle it in a professional way instead of like giving individual criticism. That will spoil the individual, and that is bring down his motivation, and it will take time for him to come out of that individual criticism. So it is important thing that you need to be a professional person when you are when you are being in the seat of a leader, and ethical. Ethics plays an important role in everyone's life. So it is not that even it is not only important for leader, it is important for every individual. And as a leader, he need to be constantly ethical, and he need to behave in the same way to follow all the ethics, which is important for the work, and to have the focus and vision. So the vision for the next 10 years or the next 15 years, how I'm going to be, how my team is going to be, how the company is going to be. You need to have a proper vision on that. So without that, he can't claim himself as a good leader. So, and also have a focus towards the work. So how it is working, how we are working, how we are performing. That focus is important for a leader again. So the next thing is even how can you build your leadership skills during your college days? So for example, you can take the well-known example, cricket during your childhood days. So we'll go to play cricket with our friends. So someone will come and initiate. We'll get money. We'll collect money. Please give me 2 rupees. We'll all lend 2 rupees to buy a ball. We'll pay or give 10 rupees to buy a bat. That is how some of our friends, or even we may also initiated that things to get the things done. That is what the quality of leader. Instead of all gathering in the ground to play cricket, but we need a ball to play cricket. That is important. So who is taking that initiative? That is what the leadership skill is all about. So that is what we had our leadership skills within us, but how we are going to bring out our leadership, that plays an important role in this. So the leadership, even in the group discussions, for the interview perception, how you can make the employers or interviewer understand how you are a good leader. So the way you listen to others, the way you give values to the others' opinion, the way you motivate your friends to talk in the discussion. These are the areas wherein you can make them understand within 3 or 4 minutes that you are a good leader. That will help you, and that is an advantage for you to clear that interview, and you will definitely on the limelight at that point. So there are again 8 different type of leadership styles which occurs. So one is democratic leadership. The second one is autocratic leadership. The third one is laissez-faire leadership. Fourth one is strategic leadership. The fifth one is transformational leadership. The sixth one is transactional leadership. The seventh one is coach style leadership. The eighth is bureaucratic leadership. So these are the 8 styles of leaderships. So I will go brief about these 8 types in the upcoming slides. So the first one is democratic leadership. So I'll just read out the explanation first. So the democratic leadership is exactly what it sounds like. The leader makes decision based on the input of each team members. Although he or she makes the final call, each employee has an equal say on the project's direction. So the democratic, the word itself clearly says that is democracy, wherein your voice or your opinion will be considered. For example, we can take our Indian Parliament. So as India is a democratic country, how the Indian Parliament is making amendments by giving the opportunity to the people representatives who are the member of parliaments. So they'll go for the voting session before putting any amendments in the as an act. So they'll go for voting, they go for majority, they'll listen to all the 11, all the 540 members in the parliament. So that is how they give value to all the representatives. So this is what the democratic leadership is all about. And we can quote Nelson Mandela as one of the famous leader in the democratic leadership. So the next one is autocratic leadership. Autocratic leadership is the inverse of democratic leadership. In this leadership style, the leader makes decisions without taking input from anyone who reports to them. So employees are neither considered nor consulted prior to a direction and are expected to adhere to the decision at a time and pace stipulated by the leader. So by the word autocratic itself, we can clearly understand that it is kind of leadership which Adolf Hitler followed, which is the kind of leadership Mussolini's followed. They are dictators. They'll not listen to the team members. They'll not listen to anyone. Even you know Hitler. So Hitler never listened to anyone in his life. He just want the Nazi army to do or to act on his command. So if the person who asks or who questions him will be killed immediately, will be punished immediately. So this kind of leadership is definitely, it may be success at the early stage, but at the end it will be a big failure. The autocratic leadership is one of the ineffective leadership model which the world has ever seen. So you can take the history of Hitler itself, so how it has been ended. So this it is an advice, a suggestion to not to be autocratic when you are a leader. The third one is laissez-faire leadership. So laissez-faire is a French word which means let you do, which means you will be given complete freedom to do of your own, but the end results need to be a success. That is what it is all about. So many of the European countries follow this kind of leadership. The European managers follow this kind of leadership, which means they will not interfere in your work style. They will be giving you complete freedom to perform, wherein you need to perform of your own, you need to take a call of your own, and the end result you need to make justice for the given work to you. So this is what laissez-faire leadership is. This is again one of the successful model leadership. So the next one is strategic leadership, which many of the managers doing it today, which means they act as a bridge between the company and the employee. So they'll accept the burden of the executive's interest, wherein they'll give you a comfort zone to work, which means, so I'll read out the explanation and then I'll go for it. So strategic leader sits at the intersection between the company's main operations and its growth opportunities. He or she accepts the burden of executive interest while ensuring that current working conditions remain stable for everyone, which means he is acting as a bridge between the company as well as the management, wherein he ensures the growth opportunities for each and everyone. And also he will put you in the current working condition, stable and comfort for you. So he takes the burden of the pressure. That is what strategy, which is again one of the best leadership model. So the next one is transformational leadership. So transformational leadership is again a failure model wherein a lot of attritions, I mean like moving out of the companies, jumping jobs will happen in this kind of leadership. First, I'll read out the explanation. So transformational leadership is always transforming and improving upon the company's conventions. So employees might have basic set of tasks and goals that they complete every week or month, but the leader is constantly pushing them outside the comfort zone. For example, marketing job, sales representative job. Even though the managers knows the grounds and reality that he'll be able to, or he can sell this product for 1 lakh rupees, but he'll push you to sell it for 2 lakh rupees, which will definitely make you out of the comfort zone, wherein you lose your job satisfaction, you lose your family comfort, everything will be out of your control, where you will be concentrating only on work, that will definitely end up in the failure of the work. So, and this case, a lot of employees will move out of the job very quickly. And this transformational leadership, as I said, is not an effective model also, wherein you need to give proper comfort to your employees as a strategic leaders do. If you go like a transformation area, you can't make your employees to be with you for a long run. So even you can experience your friends or your seniors who join as a marketing executive will move out of the job in 3 months time or 2 months time. So they'll not stick on to the company for 1 year or 2 years. So this is what this is all because of this transformational leadership by their managers or by their leaders, wherein they will put a lot of pressure on them to complete that task. Even the task will not be a task is a little hard to achieve, and they'll be forced to work to run towards the task. So this is an example for this transformational leadership also. So the next one is the transactional leadership is again one of the successful model leadership. So I'll again read out this. Transactional leaders are fairly common today. These managers reward their employees for preciously the work they do. So for example, a marketing team that receives a scheduled bonus for helping generate a certain number of leads by the end of the quarter. So this is what the example, which means pricing you, giving you bonus, giving you incentives, giving you promotions. So which helps you, this is again the motivating factors. So getting a bonus for reaching a target, getting an incentive for reaching a target, getting a promotion for reaching a target. This is again a motivating factor. We have seen earlier the importance of motivation. So these kind of transactional leaders will go in this way, wherein they'll prize awards, they'll motivate by giving this kind of incentives and bonus to the employees, and it is again a successful leadership model wherein which will help you to grow, which will help the manager to grow, which will help the organization to grow. This was the importance of transactional leadership also. And the next one is coach style leadership. So coach style leadership, similarly to a sports team coach, it is all about. So the leader focuses on the identifying and nurturing the individual strength of each member on his or her team. They also focus on that strategy that will enable their team work better together. This style offers strong similarities to strategic and democratic leadership. So it's quite simple. So what is the role of a coach in a team? So he'll identify. So for example, we'll again go with the layman example or the example which can be understood by everyone. So go with the game cricket again. So what is the role of a coach in that? So he'll identify whether he is good in batting or good in bowling. So he'll identify the person, he'll make him perform in the batting and he'll make him win. That is what the coach role is. That is how the coach leadership is all about. So identifying your strength. Are you good in convincing? So put him in a marketing role. Are you good in handling people? So put him in a customer relationship management role. So this is how it needs to be identified. So he's good in computer and system technical. So put it in a technical role. So identify individual strength. So this will definitely emphasize on the growth and success of individual employees. So yeah, coaching style leadership is again a very good model of leadership. So the last model of bureaucratic leadership. So bureaucratic leaders go by the books. They go by the laws. It's simple. So style of leadership might listen and consider the input of employees, unlike autocratic leadership. But the leaders tends to reject an employee's input if it conflicts with the company policies or past practices. So very good example for this is the Indian Administration Service, the bureaucracy. So an IAS officer, he listen to you properly. So he listen to his subordinates properly, but he will not move out of the law which has been made by the Indian government. So he need to go by the books. That is what bureaucracy all about. The police officers, so they are bureaucratic officers because they can listen to the employees, but they cannot implement it because the law says something different. So they need to go by the laws, even our judiciary. So they need to go by the laws. This is what all about the bureaucratic leadership is. So these are the 8 type of leadership. And I just want to put few more or 2 more points about the leadership. So one good example is the Indian ex-captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Hope everyone heard about his name and everyone knows about him. So he is a living example for a leader. Whenever a failure happens, he'll accept it and he'll come in front and he'll state that, so this is because of my captaincy, this is because of me. So we'll rectify it and we'll try to come out stronger. This is how he faces the press and he'll come out as a leader. Wherein if success comes, so he'll just go stand in some corner and he'll pose and he'll give the trophy to the juniors or the new members in the team and he'll make them enjoy that moment. That will give a motivation for the players. So this is how a leader need to be. And another example about our honorable ex-president, the late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So when he was working at ISRO, his chairman was Mr. Satish Dhawan. Hope you also know about him. So when they were in the mission, they stated, Mr. Satish Dhawan stated Abdul Kalam, if this mission is a success, you are going to address the press. If this mission is again going to be a failure, I'm going to address the press and I'm going to take the responsibility. So unfortunately, on that case, the mission was failed and Satish Dhawan addressed the press and accepted as a chairman, I accept this failure and will try to rectify it. And he promised the press and immediately in the next occasion when the missile has been successfully launched, he asked Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to address the press. And he said he is the mastermind behind this success. So that is how a leader need to be. So he'll give credits to all his team members instead of taking or stealing the credits from others. So many person does like crediting the steal from others. That is one was sort of leadership, and no one And as a leader, they need to give credits as the great leaders do. So now I'll just show you a small video about the difference between boss and a leader. So hope this video is
Stop share. Stop share. Yes.
So hope this video clearly shows that the difference between a boss and a leader. So now again I thank you for giving me an opportunity to give an explanation about the team skills and the leadership skills. I wish all the students a very success in your career, and I want you to be a good leaders in your future career. So thank you again. So our director wants to give some more, add few more points to this, to my topic. So what to Dr. Bhatinat, sir?
Sir, you should unmute yourself. Yes, sir, you can.
Hello.
Yes, sir, it is audible, sir.
Is it over? Prasanna's presentation is over or it to finish?
Yes, sir, he finished, sir.
Finished. So shall I say something?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you. Well done, Mr. Prasanna, for the wonderful presentation about the team skills as well as the leadership skill. He has done a good job of mentioning the need and importance of these two skills. For the viewers of this program, I am Dr. Badrinath. I am the Dean Corporate Relation and Coordinator of this event. I would like to give some concluding remarks about these two skills. Though Mr. Prasanna has mentioned, I just thought I can also add my viewpoint. Why recruiters or employers are very keen about these two skills. Friends, you please should understand that today's workplace is very complicated. We call it as VUCA world. It is volatile, ambiguous, confusion, and so many things. The modern technology, the challenges that the current workplace demands, really, it needs a group working only. However, a person is very intelligent. It is too difficult for an individual to solve all the problems. That's why Prasanna mentioned about the brainstorming also. Each one of us have different skill sets and we have variety of experience and knowledge. When we bring it together, all our heads together, we'll be able to solve many of the organizational problems. To work in a team, it is not necessary that you must have some educational and academic qualification. To work in a team, most important thing is the adaptability, flexibility, listening.
Sir, I hope your voice is problem, sir.
Listening to others' viewpoint. See the whole. Now is it all right?
Yes, sir.
So why the recruiters or employers are looking for these two skills is the question you may have in mind, and why we included this in this 5 days workshop. The purpose is this: employers are very keen that they want people who are good with the team skills, for ability to work in a team. And today, once you complete one project, you will be posted into another project, from one place to another place. There are opportunities that you are currently maybe working in Chennai or Bombay or Bangalore office. Maybe after 6 months or 6 weeks or 1 year or 2 years, you may be posted to another center in India or outside the country also. So you need to work in different teams. You have to work in different challenges, different types of project. Each project may be a different one. You may have to learn from the beginning. So the ability to learn, the willingness to learn, willingness to work with others, this is very, very important quality one has to develop. Employers, recruiters are checking whether you have these particular team skills with you. They check it, as it was mentioned by Prasanna. They want to see from your resume, they make out. whether you ever participated in any kind of teamworks. It may be your college cricket team, it may be your college cultural team, it may be even your any other social service initiative in NSS or NCC, whatever it is. Even it may have organized department functions and programs. And I always advise my students when they write the resume, please do highlight all these points, which sounds very, very simple for you, which sounds that not so important for you. Friends, please understand, if I am an employer, I'll be trying to know, even I may ask in the HR round, you know, the interview rounds are 2 rounds. One is technical round where they check your technical knowledge and competency. If you are a computer science student or a mechanical, they will ask questions in the concerned subject. When you come to the final round, it's called HR round. In that HR round, invariably, they want to check whether you have these kind of soft skills, the team skills, the leadership skills. Again, similarly, the leadership skills also. When we say leadership, does not mean that leading a country or a big state or something. Even if you lead 5 members, 3 members team, even if you lead 2 or 3 people, then still you are a leader only. So in the present workplace, you need to lead the teams. You may be given an opportunity. You may become a team lead in an IT company. You may be appointed as a branch manager. You may become a development officer under which some 5-6 agents may be working. So in that case, if you are appointed as a leader, again I'm saying leader, don't think that it is of very big in nature. Even for a small group of 3, 4, 5 or 10 or 20 people, they want to see whether you are able to guide others, motivate others. A leader, as was very nicely Prasanna has mentioned all the salient expectations for a leadership qualities. A leader could be a good motivator. A leader must take failures to his side and he must give credits to his subordinates. I was telling yesterday to my colleagues, Mr. Prasanna and Chandrasekhar, I want to mention, I don't know whether he said today, because I was here, I was attending other works also in between the talk. I remember when Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has made in one of the things, when the satellite launch was done during his period when he was young, when he was a mission director, when Mr. Satish Dhawan was the leader of the ISRO, Mr. Satish Dhawan said, if today's rocket launch or the satellite launch is very successful, you, Dr. Kalam, please you go and meet the press people. Suppose if there is any failure, I will go and face any questions asked by the people and I will take the responsibility. This is the quality of Mr. Satish Dhawan, Dr. Satish Dhawan, which Dr. Kalam mentioned in many programs and stages. So the leader should not take only credits. He should not be interested only in taking credits. When there is a failure also, he must be brave enough to accept the failures. He must be ready to accept the mistakes, even by the subordinates. Of course, he can later close the room and can tell whatever he wants to say. I'm a professor of HR. We used to say as a leader, as a manager, you should appreciate in public. You should condemn your colleagues or people in a closed room. That is the right way. You should not blame or you should not fire your subordinate in front of all the people. And when you appreciate, you should not do it in a closed room also. You should not do it in opposite side. Appreciate in front of all the people. But whenever you want to condemn or when you want to warn, you please call them, lock the room, and within the 4 walls between you and him, you please tell him. But it should be a constructive criticism and it should be a proper guidance for doing things better in future. So you should develop as a leadership quality. As I said that in future, whomever you are, you may be a team member today. And tomorrow, one fine morning, your boss may call and say, you are appointed. I had this such privilege in the past. One day I was called when I was principal of Andaman College. One day I was called when I was HOD of a department. My correspondent called me and said, from tomorrow, you are going to be the principal. When I joined Sastra one fine morning, my chancellor called me and said, I'm appointing you as the dean for training and placement or for Kumbakonam campus. So suddenly an opportunity may come and you cannot develop the leadership qualities overnight. You need to start from now. Please take responsibilities in your college days. Arrange programs, face challenges. As I said, work as a team. Motivate your fellow people. If they do mistakes, please give constructive criticisms. Give them right follow-up, good feedbacks for their future improvements. I'm not saying you should accept all the mistakes and failures, but you should also see that you are not hurting them. Without hurting, you must be able to pass on the message to them. So these qualities are very, very essential in the today's workplace. That is why we kept in our 5 days workshop, the team skills and leadership skills also. You please concentrate on these two skills. This can be seen from your resume, both team skills and leader. See, employers, interviewers, with their lens now, they want to see, they search whether this guy has already demonstrated. Even in some time in HR interview, they may ask questions in HR round. Please tell me, in the past, where you demonstrated your leadership skill. Tell me one incident in which you solved a problem. You tell me that you are a good team player. Can you please prove that you are a good team player? You tell me in which situation you proved that you are a good leader or a good team player. Like this, they may pose questions in HR round, the final round of interview when you come for campus selection, on campus or off campus, any job interviews for that matter. So these two skills are very, very essential skills. That is why we kept, actually there are 32 soft skills are there. And I know that within 5 days, we cannot cover all the 32 skills. But these skills are very essential. Team skills, leadership skills, interpersonal skills, communication skill, mannerisms, etiquettes, ethics. No, these things are very, very essential. That is why we kept it. And congratulations to Mr. Prasanna, my colleague, for his nice presentation today. He has covered a wide range of things in both the topics. And I'm sure that all of you have immensely benefited by the third day of our today's workshop. My appreciation to all the students who are regularly attending. I'm seeing some of the names are there for the last 3 days. Please do continuously attend tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Also tomorrow, one of my another senior colleague, Mr. Sundarajan, have rich experience for the last 30 years in various corporate houses and in Shastra. He is going to talk about the importance of ethics, etiquettes, and mannerism. It is not only for securing jobs, my friends, but also for your successful day-to-day life. You need all these qualities. These things you need to learn, you need to practice. Not only learning, you need to practice, demonstrate in your day-to-day function, in every transaction of your day-to-day transaction of your life. So tomorrow, we're going to have a very exciting session from Mr. Sundarajan. And day after tomorrow, another colleague of mine, Mrs. Karthika, another senior, my lady colleague, she is going to talk on another important aspect about logical, analytical, numerical reasoning skills. Why reasoning skills are very essential, how employers, recruiters are going to check your reasoning skills and how it is important in the place of work for employment. And she will tell you all day after tomorrow also. So I thank everyone. Thanks for the tech team of Shastra for nicely organizing the today's process also. Thanks to all the faculty members, students from various colleges who are participating. More than 300 people are watching both through live stream and also through the Google Meet. We had a small glitch on the first day and I could not do big justice to my topic. But however, I would like to come back on Saturday. If you're all interested, I will answer all your questions. I'll share my rich experience of 15 years experience in placement, what employees want, expect, your doubts and all, how you can mold yourself and your college placement cell also. So with this, let me thank every one of you and a good day to all of you and good evening and good night. Thank you.